Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and here are 3 important things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now, last week we had earnings. It was all about earnings. We heard Walmart several weeks ago say, oh no, the future looks terrible for us. And all of a sudden, they had blowout earnings, and the markets just went haywire on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, give it all back. We had some nice downside moves on Friday's action, which leads us into what on earth is going to happen this trading week. Now, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I just don't know. But what I can tell you is there's a lot of important economic announcements, earnings announcements. Let's start right there with earnings. Now, this time on Monday, we have 2 pretty big announcements. You've got Palo Alto Networks and then Zoom, which has not been zooming up very much recently. It's not looking so good. Maybe their earnings will turn around at some point as the work-from-home economy continues to grow. 342 companies reporting this week, and those are the only really 2 major ones on Monday. Tuesday brings us Macy's, Medtronic, Nordstrom's, Advanced Auto Parts, Intuit, Urban Outfitters, and Toll Brothers. So we got a nice mix there of retailers and home builder at the bottom. Wednesday, NVIDIA, Salesforce, Network Appliances, and Autodesk. Thursday, you've got Abercrombie & Fitch, Ulta, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Burlington Coat Factory, Dell, and Marvell Technologies. So a ton of retailers this week. And on Friday, we've got nothing. It's a nice quiet Friday, and about time. We need a quiet Friday. Now, why is it so important? Well, listen, last week we saw earnings numbers come out for Walmart, which were great. Of course, they've lowered the expectation, so it's easy to have great earnings. Then Target disappointed, and they just got punished. And then we had our retail sales numbers, which were really bad retail sales numbers. So kind of leaving a very mixed picture with regards to retailers. This week we have a lot of important retailers reporting earnings. So keep your eye open for those. Make sure you are watching the earnings calendar and don't get caught off guard with an earnings announcement. Now let's start moving into the bigger stuff. We talked about inflation. A couple weeks ago, we had CPI and PPI numbers, which showed a significant decline in the consumer price index and producer price index, which of course has everyone going, yay, inflation is over. It's all going to be great from here on out. Well, hold on a second. We're going to look at something called the core PCE price index. Now, in this chart, this is what the Fed and Jerome Powell said, this is what we are looking at to gauge inflation, right? Certainly CPI and PPI are important, but core PCE price index is their main driver for inflation determination. Now, at Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that announcement will be coming out. You can see the previous number was a significant pop. It was kind of a shock to the system how high it went. I'm going to bring on a red line here to show you where the expectations are. They're expecting it to go from 0.6% to 0.3%, which of course would reflect that drawdown in inflation that we saw in consumer price index and PPI numbers. Now, going forward, if there is any real deviation from the expectation that we have with the core PCE price index numbers, markets could have a significant amount of volatility. So pay attention to that one as that announcement rolls out on Friday. Now, I know we started with Friday here where you're like, wait a minute, is there anything else happening this week? There is a lot of little stuff, but I wanted to bring up this one we don't normally talk about, and that is the Jackson Hole Symposium. This is a pretty important one. August 25th through August 27th, this meeting will be going on. And basically what they do is bring in all these central bankers from around the world, and they address a specific topic. This one's going to be called Reassessing Constraints on the Economy and Policy. So they know they've been putting on constraints, they've been raising interest rates, and I guess what's going to happen here is going to be a big discussion with these central bankers on maybe what to do going forward. Now, usually we don't get any real definitive actionable item here. What we get is a lot of uncertainty and volatility. Reporters are selected to be there, and what they'll be doing is leaking out information that, hey, this central banker said this, and this central banker said that, and maybe we might do this in the U.S. Well, it could create a lot of volatility on those days between the 25th and the 27th. Now, of course, the following week we'll have a better chance to digest all of that information, but big swings can happen because of the Jackson Hole Symposium. It happens once a year, and it's probably one of the most important economic meetings around the world. They all fly to this little country town, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, to talk about financial markets. That, my friends, is the Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.